Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. In this video I'm going to do a bit of a review and talk about the Insta360 GO3S. So I'm on my bike right now in this wonderful countryside in Scotland. We're going down to the pump track on the bike and we're going to go on test out the camera. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it, all the fancy things it can do. So if you're looking at getting one, this hopefully should make the buying decision easier for you. Alright, we're down at the pump track. Look how cool this place is. And yeah, today I'm shooting on the GO3S, new tiny little camera from Insta360 I've got my hands on. I generally always use 360 cameras for my videos, so I've got the X4 right now, but I wanted to try a smaller camera just to see what it was like because they are so lightweight. This GO3S is like 39 grams, so it doesn't weigh anything. It's the size of like a AA battery, and it's got this cool action pod as well that we can use as like a vlogging camera like this, or I can take the camera out of the pod and attach it to all sorts of accessories, helmet, chest, all sorts. We're going to jump in and do a few laps of the pump track. I'm going to show you a couple of different angles, and then I'm going to jump into some of the cool features of this camera. All right, let's do some laps. It's cold. Quite nice temperature though. Whoa, a bit windy. Oh, that's fast. Whoa. Alright, well, I'm just catching my breath. We'll talk a bit about some of the different things on this camera. So, size and shape, first of all. This camera is very small. Even in the action pod, it's like smaller than other camera makes like GoPro and DJI. And then when we take the Insta360 camera out of its pod, it is literally the size of a AA battery. It's so small and it weighs like 39 grams. So it literally weighs nothing. So for me, when I'm doing videos on my mountain bike and I want to mount the camera to my head, on my chest, I don't feel like I've got a big weight just lingering around. This thing is so discreet. So that's one thing I really like about this camera. Talk about internal storage on the camera, because there's no SD cards with it. So when you buy the camera, you basically choose what internal storage you want. I think there's two options. You get 64 gigabyte or a 128 gigabyte size camera, and the price difference between the two isn't really that much different. So if I were you, I would just spend a little bit more and get the bigger space. Once your camera is full, you will then have to offload the videos to a storage device or a computer or your phone. There's no SD card like there is with other cameras, which kind of is a blessing in disguise in some respects, because 128 gigabytes of space is pretty big, but also you don't have all these tiny micro SD cards and go missing everywhere. You just got everything stored on your camera. Another thing I like about this camera is the accessories that you can get with it. And first of all, we'll talk about this pendant. So this is a magnetic pendant that you wear around your neck underneath the jumper, and the camera actually connects to the magnets in the pendant. So you can vlog discreetly, you could use it as a chest cam for here. It's super lightweight, like you don't look like you're wearing a camera, which is what I think a lot of people want. They don't want to be wearing huge chest mounts or have big cameras everywhere and basically having a big sign on them that says, look, I'm making a video. Another thing I love about this camera as well is the different settings it has in the camera for aspect ratio. So right now I'm currently filming on the action aspect ratio, which is perfect for sport, mountain biking, anything where you want a wider field of view. We then have this aspect ratio, which is the mega aspect ratio. This is like a little bit narrower, but more suited for like urban scenarios, vlogging, this sort of stuff. There isn't distortion on the side of the frame of the top. This is the D-warp setting as well, so there's literally now no warp whatsoever. Perfect for hiking, anything scenic, and you can even go narrower than this. I bought this cool gadget along with me as well, which I'm going to show you. So this is a clip, and you can attach this to your hat or your helmet. So again, easy way to attach to different things for different angles, getting creative with the camera without being too in your face. So there it is, look, like super discreet. The peak just sits in there. So stabilization as well, this camera is insane. I actually just realized I checked my settings just then, and all the stuff I just filmed up until now has been filmed on standard stabilization, and there is a setting that is high and max. So you can see, like, stabilization is insane, especially if you're doing extreme sports or you just want a super stable camera and not have to worry about anything like that, or wearing a gimbal. It also has a cool setting on here called freeform, and this basically shoots in 4:3, I believe. And this is perfect for anybody who just wants to have like a set and forget setting that will shoot an aspect ratio that is great for both landscape and portrait, for say posting on social media. As I show you here on the screen, I'm playing around with the freeform setting. You can see it gives you a preview of what your aspect ratio look like in both landscape and portrait. So I think that's really, really good. Show you another cool feature of this as well, which I really love if you wanted to get some self-shot stuff. So because the GO3S is magnetic, you can take it out of its action pod and you can stick it to literally anything's metal. Hiya, vlogging, self-shot stuff. It's like a tripod that goes with you everywhere. You just take it off, back in its pod, and away you go. So that was my little review, I guess, or test of the Insta360 GO3S. I've used this a handful of times now, and honestly, it's a fantastic little camera. I don't know if you can see on here now, but I currently have a wind mic now on the front and an ND filter. ND filter, for anyone who's not aware, is just a way of limiting the amount of light that comes into the lens. So it means you can run a lower shutter speed without it affecting stabilization. It just feels like a much more realistic feel when you're watching the video. Really, really excited to do more videos on this. I love the flip up screen. I think that's amazing for vlogging and just overall usability of the camera for most people. I also love the fact that you can take this camera out of the pod and it's so small, like 39 grams. Look at the size of it, tiny little thing. And the fact that you put the camera back in the pod and it will automatically charge if the action pod has battery, which is important. So essentially you're always on the go. You want a camera that is lightweight, small, dynamic, and almost like a Swiss Army knife of cameras. This is your answer. Any questions below? If you want me to do any more videos on the GO3S, I will do anyway, but drop them below, and I'll also include a special link to grab one of these cameras. But yeah, hope you enjoyed this one. I really like this camera, and I'll see you in the next video.